What's up everyone? Alex here. We're about 2 months away from the end of the year, which means I'm getting the nomination form ready for this year's Backlog Battle Awards. But before that, we still have November's games to contend with. While there's a good number of amazing titles coming out this month, it's not as packed as previous years. In fact, most of the releases I won't mention are ports of games from other platforms. But before going into November's games, I want to acknowledge that I missed mentioning Alan Wake 2 in October. Now, I don't normally do this sort of thing, but I thought I'd address it because it's actually an incredible game and something that I was looking forward to, so go check it out. Anyways, here's a few of the games I'd like to highlight that's coming out in November. When Star Ocean: The Second Story R was announced months ago, I freaked out. I was talking to a friend of mine about how it would be really cool if Tri-Ace actually didn't go for bleeding edge graphics and just went back to the basics, featuring 2D sprite art against a high-resolution environment. And a few weeks after that, this game was announced. To be clear, Tri-Ace isn't working on this. It's being remade by the fine folks over at Gemdrops. But imagine if the next Star Ocean was gonna look and play this good. Star Ocean: Second Story is widely considered as the best Star Ocean game of all time, and I have a really good feeling that this game is going to deliver when it comes out this week, November 2nd, on PlayStation platforms, Switch, and PC. And yet another game I wanted to replay will also become available this month, in the form of Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars Remake. Super Mario RPG is the RPG known to have added quick-time events to turn-based combat, making for an action-packed experience despite its turn-based nature. There's also an incredible story and cast in it, and I have a feeling that it's gonna be the best way to play this game moving forward. And it won't be long now, as Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars Remake comes out on November 17th on the Nintendo Switch. I don't normally include expansions or DLC on my lists, but because Tales of Arise was my game of the year when it came out in 2021, I just had to mention it. As I mentioned in a video highlighting everything we know, Beyond the Dawn takes place after the events of Tales of Arise, featuring tons of story content, a brand new character, not playable, as well as an excuse to return to an incredible cast of characters. And thank goodness we'll all be able to play it soon, when Tales of Arise: Beyond the Dawn comes out on November 9th on PlayStation and Xbox platforms and PC. If you've been a fan of the channel, then you know that I have a soft spot for indies who make RPGs that have shopkeeper mechanics tied to them. And this year is no exception, with the release of Cuisineer on November 9th on PC. Cuisineer is a roguelike restaurant management sim that feels like a cross between Recettear and Bastion. So if the combination of these two games is something you're fancying right now, I highly recommend checking this one out. And here are the rest of the games coming out in November. Song of Nunu, a League of Legends story, is a single-player adventure set in a world of League of Legends, and it comes out on November 1st on all modern platforms. Phantom Blade Executioners, a vibrant 2D hack and slasher, is coming out on November 2nd on PlayStation platforms, mobile, and PC. RoboCop Rogue City, a first-person shooter set in the RoboCop universe, is slated to come out on PS5, Series X and S, and PC on November 2nd. For the King 2, the sequel to the popular roguelike featuring JRPG-style combat, is coming out on November 2nd on PC. Fashion Dreamer, the latest game from the folks who brought you Style Savvy, is coming out on November 3rd on the Nintendo Switch. WarioWare Move It, the newest game in the WarioWare series of minigames, is coming out on November 3rd on the Nintendo Switch. Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name, a brand new adventure starring Kazuma Kiryu, is coming out on November 9th on PlayStation and Xbox platforms and PC. Air Twister, the spiritual successor to Space Harrier directed by the legendary Yu Suzuki, is coming out on November 10th on all modern platforms. The game is currently available on Apple Arcade. Persona 5 Tactica, a tactical turn-based RPG based on Persona 5, is coming out on November 17th on all modern platforms. Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising, the sequel to the popular fighting game based on Granblue Fantasy, is coming out on November 30th on PlayStation platforms and PC. I recently released a video comparing two of this year's most anticipated action RPGs in the form of Eternights and Cry Machina, so if you're curious which one's right for you, click on the video up top to find out more. Otherwise, I want to know which game you're going to be picking up this month. Post your thoughts in the comments below and let's talk about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.